Welcome to Quicksand, the most important news in pharma and biotech this week.
The FDA approved the first ever marijuana-derived drug, GW Pharmaceuticals Epidiolex, to treat seizures that present with two rare forms of epilepsy. Specifically, the drug contains a purified form of cannabidiol, or CBD, and is indicated to treat patients 2 years and older with Lennox-Gastaut syndrome and Dravet syndrome. FDA also emphasized that CBD does not cause the high associated with THC. The approval comes after FDA's Peripheral and Central Nervous System Drugs Advisory Committee unanimously voted in favor of approving the drug in April. FDA Commissioner Scott Gottlieb stressed that the clinical studies and research conducted as part of the drug development process for Epidiolex will ensure that patients receive a product with uniform strength and consistent delivery, as opposed to other CBD-containing products that have not undergone rigorous study or FDA review. Gottlieb also said the agency will continue its enforcement efforts against illegally marketed CBD-containing products, but noted that it will prioritize those efforts against companies marketing unapproved products based on the seriousness of their claims. While marijuana remains a Scheduled I drug, and it is illegal under federal law, some 30 states and the District of Columbia, Guam, and Puerto Rico have legalized the medical use of marijuana, and 9 of those states and the District of Columbia have approved recreational marijuana use. According to Douglas Throckmorton, Deputy Director of Regulatory Programs at the Center for Drug Evaluation and Research, said the Drug Enforcement Agency will need to make a different scheduling decision for CBD because it now has an accepted medical use. Throckmorton added that FDA is currently working with DEA on the scheduling decision, but said he could not comment on what schedule CBD would be placed into. The FDA is looking to strengthen its workforce using new authorities granted under the 21st Century Cures Act, according to a report sent to Congress earlier this month. Specifically, the Cures Act granted FDA the authority to streamline the hiring process for certain scientific, technical, and professional positions, and allows the agency to provide higher salaries to ensure the agency can compete with industry and academia. According to FDA Commissioner Scott Gottlieb, the agency has been using the human resources authorities granted under Cures since February 2018, but has only begun to tap its potential. In the years leading up to Cures enactment, FDA struggled to fill hundreds of vacancies in its review divisions, often citing a drawn-out hiring process and low salaries compared to industry as major hurdles in attracting new talent, especially in emerging scientific and technical areas. However, within the last 2 years, the number of vacancies at the Center for Drug Evaluation and Research has come down from more than 900 in May 2016 to 650 in July 2017. Since Cures passage in 2016, FDA says it has been working toward implementing its new hiring and HR authorities. FDA says it is still working on completing new policies and procedures around hiring, but says that it made its first 2 hires using Cures authorities in early 2018 and expects to fill additional positions in the coming months. Aside from salary levels and lengthy hiring times, FDA says that its swelling size has contributed to the challenge of filling open positions. In the last decade, FDA says its staff has more than doubled from 8,000 employees to approximately 17,000 today. As a means of assisting sponsors in designing appropriate non-clinical studies, FDA released draft guidance on oncology therapeutic radiopharmaceuticals, non-clinical studies, and labeling. The 17-page draft features sections on pharmacology, animal biodistribution and dosimetry, toxicology, first-in-human dose selection, and labeling recommendations. FDA also defines a therapeutic radiopharmaceutical as a product that contains a radionuclide and is used in patients with cancer for treatment of the disease or for palliation of tumor-related symptoms. FDA explains how oncology therapeutic radiopharmaceuticals are generally administered intravenously and are intended to deliver cytotoxic levels of radiation to select tumor sites. The guidance also discusses the following topics: evaluation of toxicities from the ligand, evaluation of radiation toxicities, information for product labeling as related to reproductive toxicity, genotoxicity, carcinogenicity, contraception, and use in lactating women. In September 2017, FDA also released draft guidance on non-clinical study recommendations for microdose radiopharmaceutical diagnostic drugs. The FDA revealed 2 new programs to gather feedback on the use of quality metrics and to provide ways for industry to engage the agency and inform FDA's use of quality metrics. One program, known as the Quality Metrics Feedback Program, is meant to encourage new drug application holders to request Type C formal meetings and abbreviated new drug application holders to submit pre-ANDA meeting requests to discuss quality metrics. FDA also said it will launch a pilot study to gain feedback from other types of establishments, including active pharmaceutical ingredients establishments, contract manufacturing organizations, over-the-counter monograph product establishments, or marketed unapproved finished drug product establishments. The other program, known as the Quality Metrics Site Visit Program, is designed to offer experience with FDA staff to develop FDA's Quality Metrics Program, the agency said. FDA staff will also observe how metrics data are gathered, collected, and reported to management. Feedback from early adopters, manufacturers who implemented quality metrics programs to address significant manufacturing problems, and independent academic research indicates that manufacturers' overall quality programs benefit from an establishment's quality metrics program, FDA said in a statement. FDA also said it intends to use quality metrics data to further develop its risk-based inspection scheduling. The biopharma industry previously took issue with FDA's approach on quality metrics guidance. After its meeting in Kobe, Japan earlier this month, the International Council for Harmonization announced it has expanded its management committee, adding new members and advanced guidance. During the meeting, the ICH Assembly voted to add 5 additional members to the organization's management committee, including the China Food and Drug Administration, Singapore's Health Sciences Authority, South Korea's Ministry of Food and Drug Safety, representing regulators, and the Biotechnology Innovation Organization, and the Pharmaceutical Research and Manufacturers of America, representing industry. ICH also accepted the Taiwan Food and Drug Administration as a new regulatory member and added regulators from Moldova, Malaysia, Armenia, and Turkey as new observers. According to ICH, the new additions bring the organization's total membership to 16 members and 27 observers. ICH also announced that it has adopted 5 harmonized guidance documents and endorsed 2 draft guidances for consultation. At the meeting, the Assembly also endorsed the M9 Biopharmaceutics Classification System-based biowaivers document for public consultation and noted that a draft of its guideline on elemental impurities with revised permitted daily exposure values for cadmium inhalation was endorsed via written procedure in May. The MEDRA Management Committee also met in Kobe and announced that its M1 Points to Consider working group has completed the first edition of its companion documents to the ICH M1 guideline, which the committee says will be made available sometime in mid-2018. Thank you for listening to Quicksand, episode 37, July 2nd, 2018.